Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. It's a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. So the most important news and editorial of the day will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with news topic list. Today is 1st of April. The first news is Center removes Arms Force Special Power Act from Nagaland, Assam and Manipur. So some of the districts is now exempted from the AFSPA. Second news, dip in Chilka Lake dolphin population. We'll see the details about this dolphin population. So recent, India has also seen surge in the other variety of dolphin population increasing, but अगर कुछ specific categories of dolphin की अगर बात करें उनकी population decrease हुई है. Third, opposition's power over Manrega low budget allocations. Second last is US Deputy NSA. They have warned India for the consequences because of the trade that India is establishing with Russia. And the last is an editorial. This is a criminal attack on privacy. So we'll understand the detail about a bill which was recently passed by the parliament. Apart from this, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based question. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. And before I start, those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do not forget to press a like button. And I also want to update you about the Prelims Mirror. This is an open mock test series that we are organizing. So this is a test which will be based on all India basis, which will be getting a standard of UPSC questions. Real-time test analysis would be there. You can participate for free. The 5 full-length test is an online mode, right? And student who perform well will be getting 50% discount. And you can also avail the 6-month IAS Gazette subscription, right? For more details, you can refer to the description जहाँ पे मैंने एक dedicated link दिया है जहाँ से आप इसको register कर पाओगे. Now moving with the news of the day, that is Center removes AFSPA from the parts of Nagaland, Assam and Manipur. So this particular news is important for General Studies paper 2, that is function, responsibility of union and states and issues pertaining to federal structure of our country. So what central government has recently decided, so the Ministry of Home Affairs ने recently decide किया है that Arms Force Special Power Act, this is also known as AFSPA, will be removed from several districts of Assam, Nagaland and Manipur. So these 3 districts has been specifically chosen by the Ministry of Home Affairs, and some district would not be the part of AFSPA and they would be exempted from the AFSPA. Now according to the ministry, the AFSPA has been removed from 15 police stations in 7 districts in Nagaland. This number is again important for you, although आपसे एग्जाम में स्पेसिफिक नंबर नहीं पूछे जाएंगे, बट आपको नंबर्स पता होने चाहिए. 15 police station in the 6th district of Manipur and 23 district and 1 district entirely or partly in Assam, right? So 23 districts entirely है और 1 district partly in Assam. So these are the decisions coming from the Ministry of Home Affairs. Now, AFSPA remain in force in the state of Nagaland, Manipur, Assam, Jammu and Kashmir and Arunachal Pradesh. So these states still are under the ambit of Arms Force Special Power Act. Now moving ahead, this is an infograph that will give you an idea that is no longer under the control of Arms Force Special Power Act. So if you look into these 3 states, Assam, Manipur and Nagaland, as I've specifically told you, that in Assam 23 district has been removed and 1 district has been partly removed, right? Manipur में 7 district है जिसमें पूरी तरह से remove कर दिया गया, and Nagaland में 6 district है from where the Arms Force Special Power Act has been removed. You can take the screenshot of this particular slide so that you can revise it easily. Now, what is Arms Force Special Power Act? What are the core, basically power that army personnel derive from it? So Act in original form was promulgated during the British era in response to the Quit India movement. A very important statement that is again relevant for your prelims examination. So make sure you are thorough with this type of points. Now after independence, क्या हुआ? तो Jawaharlal Nehru की government थी, they decided to retain this act. So that government wanted to retain and they brought the first ordinance and notified the act in 1958. Now, the Arms Force Special Power Act provides special power to the armed forces that can be imposed by the center or the governor of the state on the state parts or which particular area is considered to be disturbed, right? ये जो disturbed word है ये स्पेसिफिकली मेंशन है सेक्शन 3 of the Arms for Special Power Act, right? What is section 3? We'll elaborate on that part as well. So section 3 of Arms for Special Power Act, this particular section states that an area to be declared as a disturbed area is conferred on the governor of the state. अगर वो UT है तो administrator के पास, and even the central government has the sole power to declare a particular area to be a disturbed area on the recommendations of the governor. तो गवर्नर के recommendations पे, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर के recommendations पे, या फिर सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के पास होल सोल पावर है कि वो अपने आप भी उस पर्टिकुलर एरिया को डिस्टर्ब एरिया डिक्लेयर कर सकते हैं. So the entire area or the pact can be declared as a disturb by the notification in the official gazette. Now the state government can suggest whether the act is required to be enforced or not, but under section 3 of this act, the opinion of the overruled by the governor the center. तो ये जरूरी नहीं है कि जो गवर्नर की recommendations है उनको माना जाए. The center can even reject and overrule that. So these are the power that is entrusted under section 3 of the Arms for Special Power Act, and that exclusively empower the central government to take action with regards to the disturbed area. तो अगर आप एक्सक्लूसिव पावर की बात करेंगे, द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट रूल इज पाइवोटल. नाउ इम्यूनिटी टू द जो सिक्योरिटी पर्सनल है वो कैसे इम्यून है अपने एक्शंस को लेकर के. दिस इज एन इंटीग्रल पार्ट ऑफ द आर्म्स फॉर स्पेशल पावर एक्ट विच हैज ऑल्सो क्रिएटिंग अ कंसर्न, और जिसको लेकर के काफी ज्यादा प्रोटेस्ट भी हुई. सो द एक्ट फर्दर गिव अ ब्लैंकेट impunity to the security personnel which is involved in the operation under the Arms for Special Power Act. तो वो immune होते हैं किसी भी तरह के legal protection, and even no prosecutions, no legal proceeding against them can be taken without the prior approval of the central government. So this is an immunity that has been provided to the arms for personnel. Now AFSPA, that is Arms for Special Power Act, has been imposed in the northeastern states. जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, पंजाब मिलिटेंसी की ईयर पे इम्पोज की गई थी. नाउ दीज स्टेट्स लाइक पंजाब, द फर्स्ट स्टेट फ्रॉम विच AFSPA was revealed, followed by त्रिपुरा एंड मेघालय. राइट, जम्मू कश्मीर में ऑल दी यूटी है, वहाँ पे भी कुछ सेक्शंस पे. बट अगेन यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द इम्पोर्टेंस दैट हाउ एंड व्हाई एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट इज कमिंग विद द एग्जाम्पशन ऑफ सम एरिया अंडर द AFSPA. So this is again relevant for your mains examination with the security concern, and those of you who are appearing for CAPF examination, जो लोग CAPF के examination के लिए appear कर रहे हैं, CAPF, right? So उनके लिए काफी important होगा. Now dip in Chilka Lake dolphin population. This particular news is important for General Studies paper 3, that is conservation, environmental pollution, degradation and EIA. सो इन द रिसेंट टाइम ये देखा गया है कि जो ओवरऑल डॉल्फिन की पॉपुलेशंस हैं वो इंक्रीज हुई है, एंड द नंबर ऑफ इरावाडी डॉल्फिन इन द चिल्का हैज स्पेसिफिकली डिक्रीज. सो दिस न्यूज इज कंसर्निंग द इरावाडी डॉल्फिन which habitat in the Chilka region of Odisha. So the Chilka Lake is a major tourist attraction due to its Irrawaddy dolphin. The dolphin populations की बात करें, in general, how the trend is going. So according to the Principal Conservation of the Forest in Odisha, it says that state has recorded the number of dolphin, और overall जो number है, it has increased to 726. Earlier, it was 544 in 2021. Now this number has rose up to 726. Now the increase in state dolphin population is largely due to the sighting of Mangrove Wildlife Division, जो कि राजनगर jurisdiction में आती है, where 450 dolphin were enumerated in 2022 compared to 342 in 2021. This number might be not important for you, but you need to understand the trend that is ongoing, right? राजनगर की अगर बात करें, this number of the bottlenose dolphin, it has rose from 22 to 135. And humpback dolphin की अगर बात करें, these are the variety of the dolphin, right? The species of the dolphin which has taken a toll from 281 to 322. So specifically there are 6 important varieties of dolphin that is found in the region. कौन से ऐसे 6 species हैं? That first include Irrawaddy, second is the bottlenose, then humpback, striped, fineless और spinner dolphin. ये कुछ varieties हैं dolphin के, कुछ species हैं dolphin के that can be relevant for your prelims examination as well. तो ये सारे आपको names पता होने चाहिए. Now drop in a Irrawaddy dolphin population. This number is decreasing. This is a concern and the news has been reported in this context only. So the Chilka Lake, which is a major tourist attraction, is known for its Irrawaddy dolphin. Saw the number of this particular dolphin, its number is decreasing. जहाँ पे 2021 में ये 162 थी, this number has decreased to 151. So this is a concern, and it should be taken with priority with all the government and stakeholders. Irrawaddy dolphin की अगर बात करें, this is endangered under the IUCN Red List, and they are also the number falling in the bottlenose dolphin, which is 26 to 16. Now current is 16, पहले 26 हुआ करते, तो दो इरावाडी डॉल्फिन और bottlenose dolphin दोनों में population में गिरावट दिखी गई. Now the remaining 4 wildlife division is the Puri, Bhirampur, Bhardak and Balasur. यहाँ डॉल्फिन साइट सीन्स हैं जो कि यहाँ पे बेसिकली इन जगहों पे नेलिजिबल देखी गई. The state has total 208 Irrawaddy dolphins, right? So the variety of this is again somewhere close to 208. Now looking into the status, as I've told you, this is endangered under the IUCN list. Weight की अगर बात करें, this is 19840. Length होती है 5.9 to 9 feet. Habitat basically in the lakes of river, estuaries and coastal. Scientific name is not mostly asked in UPSC examination, although it's called Orella bristodensis, right? And river dolphin or marine water dolphin की अगर बात करें, what is the difference? This is basically asked in examination as well. So the river water dolphin has a long and thin snout, whereas in the marine water dolphin it has short snot is there. Poor eyesight होती है river water dolphin की, जबकि marine water की good eyesight होती है. Now this slow swim and rarely jump, and the marine water dolphin basically fast swimmer and often jump. So these are the major difference that you can identify between the river water dolphin and the marine water dolphins. Now the other news, opposition spar over Manrega low budget allocation. This particular news is important for general studies paper 2. That is government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from its design and implementations. तो रिसेंट में लोकसभा में एक uproar witness की गई by the opposition party, which has said that the reduction in the budgetary allocation of Manrega has created a lot more problem in the overall unemployment ratio has increased in our country, और इस low budget allocation से जो workforce है उसकी भी enrollment कम हुई. So the center has allocated 73,000 crore rupees for the rural job guarantee program, that is Manrega, for this particular year. But इसकी बाद में revision की है government ने after a long demand, and now the number has rose up to 98,000 crore rupees, right? Because of the higher work demand. And this year 25.51% less revised estimate was seen in the current fiscal year. So ये कुछ datas हैं that is again relevant for your examination. Now the economic survey has also highlighted कि जो demand है वो बढ़ेगी because of the pandemic. We have seen many people have lost their livelihood, and even the registration for the Manrega has drastically increased. So the reason being the opposition is asking for increased allocation in Manrega policies. Consequences of low budgetary allocations, क्या क्या repercussions होंगे, किस तरह से economical impact होगी, unemployment ratios कैसे बढ़ेगी. So the low budget is expected to weaken the legal guarantee of timely payment for the employment, right? So those employees who are not getting the payment instead when the sufficient fund was there. So what can happen at this point of time where already there is a less budget allocations? So timely payment में एक issue आएगी. उसके अलावा it will create an impediments in the timely payment of the daily wages and enrollment of the work under the Manrega. And the state government has been told that annual labor budget जो है has not been approved to meet conditions related to the social audit and appointee of a lokpal. So these are some of the consequences related to the low budget allocations. Now budgetary allocations की अगर बात करें मनरेगा की, so the National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, you can see the graph which give you an idea about the budgetary estimates. So for the financial year 2021, this was this much, and for this particular year, the current year, this is only 73,000 crore rupees, which has again increased to 98,000 crore rupees. Now Manrega work allocations की अगर बात करें, you can see this data from 2017 to 2021. So this number is taken a toll up to 294.04 crore. So these are the work that has been demanded, and highest demand was there during the 2020-21. Now Manrega क्या है? All of you must be aware of this program and policy, but some fact essentially you should know मनरेगा is like महात्मा गांधी नेशनल रूरल एम्प्लॉयमेंट गारंटी स्कीम, एक ऐसी स्कीम है विच कॉल फॉर 100 days एम्प्लॉयमेंट इन अ फाइनेंशियल ईयर, जो कि रूरल हाउस होल्ड में किसी अडल्ट मेंबर को मिल सकती है एज अ मैनुअल लेबरर, राइट. This scheme was actually announced way back in 2005 when UPA government was there in action, and it was brought by the national Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. ये जो एक्ट है, ये जो स्कीम है, दैट इंश्योर 1/3 ऑफ द जॉब इज गिवन टू वुमेन एंड इट हैज इमर्ज्ड एज अ सेफ्टी नेट फॉर द पुअर एंड माइग्रेंट वर्कर इन द रूरल कम्युनिटीज. Now the scheme has been lauded by the World Bank. World Bank ने भी इसकी तारीफ की है. इसके जो contributions हैं रूरल इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट में या फिर रूरल डेवलपमेंट में, दैट हैज एसेंशियली गिवन अ सेफ्टी नेट टू मोस्टली लाइवलीहुड ऑप्शन इन द रूरल एरियाज. सो राइट, इफ यू गिवन एग्जाम्पल, आप मनरेगा जैसे एग्जाम्पल को एथिक्स के पेपर में भी कोट कर सकते. Now, US Deputy NSA warned of India for the consequences. This is with regards to the India's relationship with Russia. So this particular news is important for General Studies paper 2, that is bilateral regional grouping and agreement evolving India and affecting India's interest. So during a recent visit to India, जो US के Deputy NSA हैं दिलीप सिंह for international economics, he has warned that conducting relationship with Russia in a local currency through the central bank of Russia or constituting any payment would be again detrimental to India, and this would undermine the efforts that basically US is making in terms of creating a problem or sanction for the Russia. तो इंडिया को भी वार्न किया गया कि वो भी इस तरह के इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज रशिया के साथ ना करें. So the NSA, the Deputy NSA of US, has accelerated India's import from Russia that would be not appropriate or that would not be appreciated with the US. So they are categorically saying that you should not establish any relationship with Russia in terms of economic sanctions, in terms of anything, right? Now it is also expected that Russia foreign minister would be visiting India after the US NSA who has already visited. अब रशिया के फॉरेन मिनिस्टर के आने की बारी है, and it is creating again problem for India because India want a good relationship with Russia as well as for the United States. So let's see what conclusive action coming when India is going to meet Russian foreign minister. Yeah, जो external affairs minister is about to meet him as well. So Russia foreign minister is due to meet prime minister as well as external affairs minister, and he will brief India on the Russia's action on Ukraine, किस तरह से पीस टॉक के बारे में बात हो रही है, कीपिंग डिफेंस सप्लाईज रनिंग एंड अल्टरनेटिव पेमेंट मैकेनिज्म दैट इज फेस्ड बाय द वेस्टर्न सैंक्शंस. सो लेट्स सी हाउ दिस resolution can be made to a conclusion where India would have to look forward with both these countries. Now, bank official की meeting हुई थी. The last week, the Bank of Russia met RBI official to discuss the alternative payment mechanism through rooting out the immune to the international sanctions. Now, India's external affairs minister have told Parliament that the special inter-minister group led by the finance minister has also tasked to resolve the payment issues for import and export that is caused to the sanction. And even जो और भी major countries हैं, they France even sanctioned Russia. तो किस तरह से इंडिया के साथ एक रिलेशनशिप स्टैब्लिश की जाए, बिकॉज इंडिया हैज फॉर्मली नॉट सेड दैट देयर वुड बी any sanctioning in any part, and even India has abstained from the voting. So these are some of the concerns that is with regard to the bilateral relationship between India, Russia and the United States. Now, oil import की अगर बात करें from Russia, according to media reports, Indian oil refinery has brought more than 30 million barrel of Russian since the Ukraine war began. That started on 24th of February. There's a steep rise in the last year, जहाँ पे सिर्फ 16 million barrel of crude oil मंगाई गई थी. Now moving to the editorial of the day, this is a criminal attack on privacy. This particular editorial is important for General Studies paper 2, that is government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from its design and implementation. This particular editorial is written by Apar Gupta and Abhinav Shikri. Apar Gupta is a lawyer and executive director of International Freedom Foundation, and Abhinav Sikri is basically an advocate who's practicing in Delhi High Court and Supreme Court. So let's understand this editorial in detail. So I'll be simplifying this editorial into 6 important subheads. The first would be background. Second is the definition of measurement. Measurement की क्या criteria है, measurement को कैसे define किया गया है. Third is the storage of data. Fourth is a rule-making power extended to the center. Concern and best is the way forward. So the entire editorial focuses upon criminal procedure, identification bill, and privacy issues. So let's understand this editorial. So the center has recently introduced the Criminal Procedure Identification Bill in the Parliament, and the bill replaced the Identification of Prisoner Act 1920. I've already discussed this news in our previous editions. आप वहाँ check कर सकते हैं. But what I'll be doing, I'll be making this in more elaborative manner, right? So this particular act authorized certain identification information of the specified person, such as convict for the investigation or crime. So this is something which will give more power to the police person. बिल में एम्बिट बताई गई है कि कौन कौन से पर्सन को डिटेल्स रखी जा सकती है, एंड इवन इट ऑथोराइज्ड द नेशनल क्राइम रिकॉर्ड ब्यूरो टू कलेक्ट एंड स्टोर एंड प्रिजर्व द डेटा ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. क्या डेफिनेशन है मेजरमेंट की? यहाँ पे मेजरमेंट की क्या मतलब है? मेजरमेंट इज बेसिकली keeping a track record of an individual who is convicted, who is suspected, who is charged with any of the criminal offenses. So the act permit the collection of photograph, specified detail of the convicts and other person, including the finger impression and जो footprint के impressions है वो रखी जाएगी. और बिल ने कुछ डिटेल कलेक्शंस की बात की है, which are the things that can be included as a part of measurement. The first include palm print impression, iris and retina scans, behavioral attributes such as signature and handwriting, and other physical and biological samples which include blood, semen, hair samples, swabs, and their analysis. And these all things would be under the NCRB, that is National Crime Record Bureau. ये जो पूरी data होगी digital form में NCRB के पास रहेगी. Now, some concern that has been raised, the bill was neither put into the pre-legislative consultation, not indicated for the session in the parliament, जो खास करके हर एक सेशन की एजेंडा पहले सेट होती है उसमें ये नहीं रखा गया था, which is raising a concern from the opposition. And the Criminal Procedure Identification Bill has raised concern as it erode the privacy issues, which is specifically highlighted in the Supreme Court Puttaswamy case judgment. Now, the existing law permit the capture of the police personnel either by the person convicted or a commission of any offense for a minimum of 1 year. तो इन लोगों को इस कैटेगरी में रखा जाएगा. And the law remove the existing limitation of the person who can be measured to be taken. Right? Anyone who is even arrested by the police, if police find this to be, जहाँ पे उनकी measurement necessary है तो उसकी भी ली जा सकती है, which is again a breach of privacy for an individual. So it posed and expanded to all person where placed under the arrest in case also. So ये कुछ concerns हैं जो oppositions ने और other stakeholders ने भी raise किए. Storage of data, as I've told you, this would be done by the National Crime Record Bureau, and the data that is collected from an individual would be electronic stored for 75 years. This is again a factually important point for the prelims examination. एंड रिकॉर्ड जो कलेक्ट की गई है वो किस किस कंडीशन में डिस्ट्रॉय कर दी जाएगी. मान लो किसी इंडिविजुअल की डेटा को कलेक्ट किया गया एंड विद इन 2 years of it he found he is not guilty. तो इन दैट कंटेक्स्ट किस किस चीज़ों किस लोगों की डेटा को रिमूव करनी है या पूरी तरह से डिस्ट्रॉय करनी है. दैट पर्सन हु हैज़ बिन नॉट प्रीवियसली कन्विक्टेड, रिलीज्ड विदाउट ट्रायल, डिस्चार्ज और एक्विटेड बाय द कोर्ट, and a court or the magistrate may direct the retention of the detail in case of such person after recording or in writing. So the record may be destroyed in case of this particular persons. Now rule making power extend हुई है center के पास. So the act give extensive power to the central government. ये सिर्फ power state government के पास थी. Now the bill empower the central government to make rules on the various issues which include manner of the collection of the data and even the manner of collection, storage, preservation, destruction, and dissemination disposable by the NCRB. Now, looking into the way forward, if you're writing in mains paper, it is essentially required कि आप way forward के साथ conclude करें अपने answers को. So you can write that to protect an individual autonomy और जो constitutional की promises है with regards to right to privacy and constitutional freedom and individual privacy, जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट की स्पेसिफिक जजमेंट है, केस पुट्टास्वामी की जजमेंट, वहाँ पे फंडामेंटल राइट के बारे में जो प्राइवेसी है उस चीज़ों को हमें मद्देनजर ये जो बिल लेकर के आई है गवर्नमेंट, that is not aligned with the judgment of the Supreme Court, and even the core essence of the Constitution is violated in terms of the fundamental rights. Responsibility to protect, which is fall each again the government, the individual, and the legislature and the union executive has sole responsibility to ensure that each and every individual is treated well एंड इवन इन रूल ऑफ लॉ अगर क्रिमिनल आप जब तक कन्विक्टेड नहीं होते कोर्ट में, it should be something which should be treated at par with an individual citizen, right? And to fulfill India claims for being a constitutional democracy, ये जरूरी है कि हम सिर्फ एक merely electronic democracy ना बने, but एक better administration और executions of law के लिए एक ऐसी एजेंसी को तैयार करें, एक ऐसे constitutional democracy को प्रमोट करें, which is helping all of us, all the citizens of our country. So this is how the way forward can be concluded. Now moving ahead with the MCQ questions of the day. Before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of yesterday's question. For first question, the correct option is C. For second question also, the correct option is C. Today's MCQ for practice, Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana. This is an important question that you can practice. It is a Bureau of Pharma PSU that is implementing as a particular program. And the scheme aims to hit down the healthcare budget. The citizen of India is providing the quality generic medicine at affordable price. You can check out the correct answer for this. Second question, Global Bio India 2021. The initiative was launched by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Theme for this year is transforming life with taglines like biosciences and bioeconomy. So what you can do, you can check out the correct answer for this question. These are some of the most important questions that you must practice at home. So this was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.